Welcome to the Virtual College Exploration for all Missouri students, sponsored by the Missouri Association for College Admission Counseling. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type in your question to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of the many sessions happening, so be sure to check out the full schedule at MOACAC.org. This presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at the same website, MOACAC.org. Now I'd like to turn it over to our presenters from Southern Illinois University, Carbondale.
Hello, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us today. My name is Sarah Gorey, and I'm one of the admissions coordinators that's going to be co-presenting, and I'll turn it over to Casey. You're muted.
Thank you. So clearly, y'all, I am nervous, and that's okay because it's weird talking to people that can't see you, but that's all right. So my name is Casey. Like Sarah said, I am from St. Louis, Missouri, which is kind of cool. And I am an admissions coordinator here for the transfer population in Kentucky and Southeast and Central Missouri. So it is a pleasure to be speaking with you all. And today we're going to talk about a plethora of things, and most importantly, how you guys can potentially join Saluki Nation and become a Saluki. So I'm going to share my screen here and we can get it going. All right. So as I stated before, my name's Casey, and we are going to talk about how to become a Saluki. I am a Saluki alum twice. I graduated with my bachelor's in 2015 in political science, and I'll be graduating in December, fingers crossed, with my master's in education. So I'm super excited, and I've definitely enjoyed my time being here. All right, so if you want to contact us, these are our emails. So you can reach me at caseyville@siu.edu, and here's Sarah's email at sarah.gorey@siu.edu. So right now, if you take out your cell phone, you should be able to scan this QR code presented that'll lead you to our application, right? So if you are interested in joining right now, our application fee is completely free. Yep, you heard me correct, free 99, meaning you don't have to pay that $40 application fee. You have until Halloween though, so you got about 30 days to think about it and to make sure this is what you want to do. But why not? It never hurts to apply. It costs you nothing, right? So we're gonna have this QR code up at the beginning of the presentation and towards the end of the presentation, okay? All right, so let's keep it going.
All right, I just wanted to kind of briefly introduce myself. Again, my name is Sarah, and I am the admissions coordinator for the St. Louis region, the state of Missouri, and the Metro East of Illinois. Excuse me.
Woo!
One of the things I just wanted to just kind of start off by saying is that I'm a native from Carbondale, and just share some things that I love about being from Carbondale. The reason that I actually grew up in Carbondale was because both of my parents lived in St. Louis, and they did their undergraduate studies at SIU Carbondale and just loved the town and the community so much that they decided to raise a family. Not only did I just grow up, but I also am an alum. I got my master's degree from Southern Illinois University, Carbondale. So again, I think Casey and our experiences and just being from the area that you all are from, and just having that sort of connection is really key and why we really wanted to present to you guys. So definitely please scan the QR code so we can connect one-on-one with you guys. And then also shoot us an email if there's anything that you need, or we just want to make sure you guys have this time to do this at the beginning of the presentation rather than, if we start kind of going over time, you might miss that. So again, we would love to connect with you all. Absolutely.
Thank you, Sarah, for jumping in with that. Real quick shout out to my Lutheran North Crusaders. Whoop, whoop, class of 2011. Sarah was there a while ago, and I was really excited, and I had on my Lutheran North polo. So go Crusaders. All right, so SIU. This is us, right? So we want you to know that greatness happens here, right? Carbondale is not too far from you guys. It's about an hour and 30 minutes, maybe 2 hours and 30-minute max, depending on where you live. We are ranked number 5, the top of all U.S. higher education institutions. We're not a huge campus, but we are pretty big. We take up majority of the city of Carbondale. Our student to faculty ratio is 13-1. So for every professor, 13 students are kind of assigned to them. So you have support here. I don't want you to think that, you know, going to college, you're going to be here all by yourself, all by your lonesome. Nope. Here at SIU, we make sure that we have a family provided for you, right? You are never by yourself, and you can do this. So let's keep going. This is Carbondale, right? So we're also known as Little Egypt. I don't know how many nature fans I have who are watching, but we have several opportunities here within the community where you can go and hike, visit the wine trail. We have Shawnee National Forest. We have a vibrant art, music, and theater community. And of course, as you know, we are native to the Salukis. There is no other mascot in the nation with the Saluki except us. So yeah. All right, so let's talk about university housing. In the chat, if you're participating in the chat, I want you to give me a thumbs up if you are going to be an incoming freshman. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, right? So let's talk about university housing. So here featured, you see 2 different living spaces. The third picture from the left is Thompson Point, and then that very last picture are the towers. So Thompson Point is located on West Campus, and that is where Campus Lake is. And Thompson Point is located on East Campus. So with our students, when you are accepted, you have to submit a $150 down deposit. You have time to save to secure your housing contract. And so what happens with our housing contract this year and for next year, we are doing single rooms. So you are not obligated to have a roommate. So what we're calling it suites. So everyone will have their own suite. So if you look at that picture, the third picture from the left, you see 2 beds, 2 desks, a sink area. You don't have to have that. You can opt to have that furniture removed and make that your own living space. You and your suite mate will, however, share a bathroom, which is through the door to the right on that picture, but you probably can't see it. And in your restroom comes a shower, a toilet, of course, and you get your own room. So that is a plus, right? So your rooms come completely furnished. At the bottom level of every dorm, in every floor and every hall is a computer lab. So you have the opportunity to use the computers for free as long as you have your Saluki ID. You don't have to pay any amenity fees or anything. All of that is included when you sign up for housing. All right, with housing also comes the anytime meal plan. Yes, you read that correctly. That says anytime. So whenever you are hungry, you can go into the dining hall and get you something to eat. So we have 2 dining facilities on our campus. One is True Blood and one is Lentz Hall. True Blood recently installed the Mongolian grill. So it's basically live food, like food made before your eyes, and that's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. So we also have if you have a dietary restriction or a dietary allergy, we have options for you that are vegan and vegetarian friendly. They are all buffet style dining, and this is a great place. Also in the dining halls, there are computer labs. There are computer labs downstairs as well. So this is a great option for you if you are looking to stay on campus. Yeah, I'm kind of jealous about the Mongolian grill part because we definitely didn't have that when I was a freshman. So, and the food is great. All right, so here we talk about sports, right? So we are 15 NCAA school, Division I. We participate every year in the Missouri Valley Conference. We have a new women's soccer team, and we have renovated facilities. So if you're interested in participating or showing up to any of our games or events, all you need to enter is your student ID. Your student ID guarantees you free admission to games, to the rec center, to the library, to the health center. It's basically we call it your social security card for campus. You definitely need that, right? All right, and now I'm gonna toss it to Sarah, and she is going to talk about how to become involved.
Yes,
Sarah.
thank you so much. So like we mentioned earlier, we have over 300 clubs and organizations. So there is definitely something for everybody on campus. One of the things that I think makes SIU so awesome compared to other institutions is that we do have so many clubs and organizations. And this is what really makes your experience on campus so meaningful and so valuable, because you have opportunities to create relationships with other peers and basically have fun. And on the other side of that, everything that you're involved in when you go to college, you can put these things on your resume. So let's say that now, you are the secretary of an organization. This is something that you can add to your professional resume no matter what field or whatever you're studying. Another club organization that I think is really great is our intramurals. So if you like playing sport, but you're not at the D1 level, you can still have an opportunity to be involved in a traveling team sport, which is really great and something else that's wonderful to kind of add to a resume. So here are some other options, or just basically campus services that we provide that you're going to want to kind of link with to really enhance your experience. So we have a wonderful study abroad program. I highly encourage everybody, if you can, to take part of a study abroad opportunity. I didn't even know about them until I was a graduate student. I had no idea they existed, but I was able to do a study abroad to Kenya. And so how it works is basically there are trips that are always going on. It doesn't mean that you have to be an equine major and you're going over, to study horses in Egypt. No, whatever program is being offered at that time, you can kind of jump in on. There's an entire office of study abroad, and you just kind of go in, put an application in, but they walk you through everything. Everything about studying abroad is a great learning experience. We also have a wonderful university's honors programs. So this allows our higher achieving students to have smaller classroom sizes, to get early registration, and then just what we like. So we're a Research One university. So we encourage all of our students to take part in any sort of creative activity and undergraduate research. So with our university honors program, the main goal of that is to just ask deeper questions and get deeper meanings and understandings of every discipline that we offer. And again, we offer over 200 areas of study. So we've also got a great career development center. This is something that is not just for juniors and seniors. Career development is something that you want to get started in on your first semester on campus. Obviously, your goal, you go into college. Hopefully, your goal is to graduate and land a job. And one of the things about going to a university and studying in the field is hopefully it's something that you love. So you want to start getting, building your networks early, and the Career Development Center is definitely going to help you do that. We also have a student resource, multicultural resource center, one of the areas that I actually interned in when I was a graduate student. So this office is kind of in charge of hosting diversity talks, inclusivity programming. So one of the main things that I remember doing when I was a graduate intern was promoting all of the cultural events. So every month, like right now we're in LGBTQ month. And so it's just always something going on to support diversity and inclusion on our campus. And then lastly is we have a disability support services office. If you are differently abled, this office does not do anything cookie cutter. So a lot of times, it's like, can you do this? Can you do that? It depends on the relationship that the office has with the student that's requesting the services. So we definitely offer some great support services. You can have an ESA, with proper documentation. We also have a wonderful Achieve program. So this program is kind of a step up. It matches you with the support you need and the academic support you need to kind of help students matriculate. So that's another great program service that we would definitely want for you guys, if you need it, to definitely reach out and seek their support. All right, so at SIU Carbondale, we invest in our students, and we invest in them in multiple different ways. But one of the greatest things that I can say is that 90% of our students are awarded some sort of financial aid. So that means that we are looking for resources to make sure. I apologize, I had to open the windows and I just knew, like, today the sun is out, so traffic is like everybody's trying to get out the house. I'm sorry. But we invest in our students in terms of our financial aid. So we want to make sure that college is affordable and attainable for you. Again, we're a Research One university, so not only are we trying to invest in you at an undergraduate level, but we also want you to participate in our graduate programs. We have a School of Law on our campus. We have a School of Medicine on our campus. We have an aviation program. So all of these professional degrees can be pricey, but we again do want to support all of our students in terms of financially making sure that it's accessible. What we also have is a legacy tuition rate, which is wonderful. So if you have a mom, dad, a stepmom, a stepdad, a grandparent, you are automatically eligible for a discounted tuition rate. So definitely keep that in mind. I've got some other slides coming up about scholarships, but we've got some great updates in terms of our merit-based scholarships as well. So this is the estimated budget for the year. As you can see, we're right around 25,000. So we are equivalent to a normal public university. I was just looking at some numbers, and this is basically the average of an Illinois university and a Missouri university. And one other thing to add is that we do not, we no longer do anything with out-of-state tuition. That's something that is a thing of the past. So Missouri residents pay the same that Illinois residents pay. So that's something to kind of keep in mind too. All right, so scholarships. So one thing that I am very excited to announce is that now SIU Carbondale offers merit-based scholarships solely off of your GPA. We understand that students, have had problems trying to access the SAT and the ACT, and we have accommodated and just kind of shifted our paradigm, if you will, in terms of awarding merit-based scholarships. So every student that is admitted with at least a 2.75 cum GPA, you're going to get something from us in terms of our first-time freshmen. We also have over 600 additional scholarships. We have an entire scholarship office. And what's great about that is after you're admitted to the university, these are scholarships that you're eligible to apply for every year that you attend the university. So that's another thing that it's really great if you're able to go out and get your application in early, because again, if you just have at least a 2.75 cum GPA, you're going to get automatic scholarships. Casey mentioned right now that our application is free. So it definitely doesn't cost you anything to apply. And then if you already meet our minimum requirements, you're going to get some money from us. So, I mean, this is just a huge deal. I'm so excited to be able to share this. And it's going to open the doors for a lot of students. So you want to definitely get the application in. And I will talk about the application process and what that looks like shortly. All right, so here is more about our scholarships broken down. So as I mentioned, with at least a 2.75, you're going to be eligible for what we're now calling the Saluki Maroon. The Saluki Maroon is an annual award, so that means you will get it every year for up to $6,000 for 4 years. So if you kind of could go back to look at our tuition costs, it's definitely going to make it more affordable for you. Then we also have the Saluki Silver. So starting at a 3.0 to a 3.49, you will earn $2,500 a year and up to $10,000. And then we have the Saluki Gold starting at a 3.5 and a 3.79 that gives up to $14,000. So there it is. There you have it. That is solely based off of your off of your GPA. We are no longer requiring the ACT or the SAT to award these first-time freshman awards. One other thing that I do want to highlight is our Chancellor Scholarship, which is our full ride, and our University Excellence Scholarships. These scholarships, if you are sitting at a 3.79 or higher, you may be invited to interview for these additional scholarships. So typically right now, the most important thing you all want to do, even to be eligible for our merit-based scholarships, we ask that you complete a FAFSA. So today is October 1st. Hopefully you all know what that means in the college search world. Basically, please submit the FAFSA as soon as possible. That is how you're going to get financial aid awarded to you outside of our academic scholarships. And I'll talk about what financial aid looks like at the end of the presentation if we have a little bit of time. Oh, Casey, could you go back just one? Thank you. So this is our, again, our University Excellence and our Chancellor Scholarship. These are our competitive awards that we, again, you will compete for. So the timeline for you all right now, and just to kind of go over the entire application process, you will first need to complete an application. You will need to have your high school counselor send over official transcripts directly to our admissions office. We'll pull up our contact information again, but if you want to screenshot our email addresses, you can have your school counselor email them directly to us. A lot of schools these days have electronic systems where you go onto your school's website and put in a digital request, or you can even email your school counselor and say, hey, you know, SIU Carbondale wants an application from us. A lot of things that students sometimes get kind of caught up in is, I haven't completed my senior year, so do I need to submit my transcripts? Absolutely. So one of the things that's interesting you find out when you become an admissions counselor, or actually some people probably already knew, but you are admitted to the university based off of your junior year's work. So your senior year, yes, it's still very important. We want to still see your grades, and we want to make sure that you completed your year successfully. And we do require that you submit a final transcript after you graduated. But for now, all we need is a current transcript that has your unweighted GPA. And again, it's going to allow you to get some automatic scholarships from us. After that, so you want to also submit a FAFSA beginning October 1st, which is today, and have your application in, transcripts and everything by November 1st, so you're going to automatically be accepted or awarded those scholarships. Now for the University Excellence and the Chancellor Scholarship, we will send out invitations that typically will get to you either the end of December or early January. Well, we'll invite you to campus on a Friday early in February. Again, we are Team Missouri, Team Metro East. So of course, I want all of you all that are our prospective students to be able to interview for these scholarships. Please reach out. And, you know, we would love to have conversations to help you kind of understand, you know, what our scholarship committee is looking for, you know. So if you feel like you're in this range, please, again, reach out to us. It also helps in terms of like you showing your demonstrated interest. And then we also want you to come down to campus to visit maybe prior to your scholarship interview. But even if you got invited, you know, we could set up something for you then. So that's pretty much the timeline. We have a wonderful student orientation program that happens late spring, early summer, and then we'll love to see you guys on campus for fall 2021 school year. We can be found at SIU Admissions on all virtual platforms. Please post us, at us. Our social media coordinator is so hip. She is always resharing, and she'll go through and like your most 10 pictures, you know, to show you some love back. So definitely hit us up on social media. Even go to our website. We're also hosting a virtual open house on October 12th, or I believe Columbus Day, and then another one on the first Monday in November. So definitely, if you guys do have any questions, please let us know. And actually, we have some time, and we're going to go into the questions now. Casey, do you want to, can you see the questions? Do you want me to read them? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and read them.
Oh, okay. I was trying to stop sharing the screen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, okay, perfect. Did you want to answer the question and
yeah, I can.
I'll answer.
So I'll read the first question. Does your college have internships in Washington, D.C.?
Oh my gosh. Yes, we do. I was a part of the University Honors Program, and I was afforded to live in DC for 3 months, actually, it's called the Fund for American Studies, so TFAS. If you Google that, you'll find them. Our University Honors Program is super cool. It provided me the opportunity to just apply, and I was accepted. Living in DC was definitely an experience. I did that my junior year. So to answer your questions, yes, we do offer internships in DC. Thank you so much for that. That was good.
Yeah. So the next question is, and I'll answer it because I wanted to mention it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So can you submit your ACT score for scholarships if you want? Yes. Especially if you have earned at least, a high score, you've earned it. So definitely submit those scores. It won't hurt, but it can help.
We have some other questions, Sarah, and I'm going to throw this one to you.
Okay.
Someone says, Mackenzie says that she wants to join the Navy right after she graduates school. Does she still have to send in her application?
That's well, thank you for your commitment and wanting to serve our country and protect us. You are awesome. So actually, you can submit an application. You can submit an application up, I believe, until 3 terms prior to that application. So if you wanted to submit that, we have students all the time that are submitting applications ahead of time.
Very good. Thanks, Sarah, for that. Someone asks, Alexis, hi, Alexis. She says, is there a good psychology program at this college?
Yes, and that is, I don't think I talked about our most popular programs, but our psychology program is very popular. When I did my graduate assistantship, I worked with the Ronald McNair's program, and that is a program that supports undergraduate research. And a majority of our students who were in the McNair's program were actually psychology students doing graduate level research at an undergraduate level. And so what the program afforded us to, I think the most, we have like 5 or 6 different concentrations that you can get within our psychology umbrella. I can't name them all, but I know one of the most popular ones was industrial psychology. And I could just tell you that I had 2 intern students. They were undergrad students. Actually, I think one was a sophomore, one was a junior. They both got, they were studying industrial psychology. And they had internships. I'm sorry, I get choked up because it seems so unreal. But they both got paid $80,000 a year for a year-long internship at oil companies. So the research that they were doing, just kind of looking at how organizations motivate their employees was really great. I'm sorry, that took me a little longer than I wanted.
No, it's totally fine. We have another question. So yeah, guys, as you think of questions, go ahead and send them. We're answering live. So Caitlin says, are the incoming scholarships for freshmen similar to scholarships for transfer students? As a transfer coordinator, they are a little different. So what we have for transfer, so if you're interested in going to community college or serving first and then coming to SIU, you would have to, of course, complete the general application. But as it pertains to scholarships, we have something called the Saluki Transfer Pathways. So basically, it's set up per semester that as you complete a course, of work or as you serve, you would send your transcripts to us. Our director, Josie, she would evaluate them and then give you scholarship based on your completion of a semester. So you would have to start that 2 semesters. So if you're intending to graduate in 2 years, you would have to do it at the top of your first year and keep going. So yeah, I hope that answers your question, Caitlin. They are coming with the question, Sarah. Let's go. All right.
What do I need to do to apply for the Chancellor Scholarship? Great question.
Thanks,
So what you're going to need to do is go to our website, and it's scholarships.siu.edu, and you're going to want to complete a supplemental profile. And in there, you're going to just complete all the additional questions that it's going to ask you. And then from there, you'll be invited to interview if you meet the criteria. I have already been admitted to Carbondale, but I'm still a little confused on how to apply for scholarships. Okay, so that was kind of the same question. So if you have above a 3.75 GPA and you want to apply for the Chancellor Scholarship, once you are admitted to the university, then you can go back into your app you will log into Saluki Net, and then you'll complete a supplemental profile for the Chancellor Scholarship. But any student that's admitted, you should still go in once you're admitted and create a profile on Saluki Net for our scholarships, because there are other scholarships that you may be eligible for based on your major, based on where you're coming from. So it definitely is a wide variety of scholarships. But scholarships.siu.edu.
Yep. Ethan says, is it possible to get connections to aviators who have flown for companies such as FedEx? Definitely. It's a common thing.
Absolutely. Our aviation program is one of the best. And actually our aviation flight team has won like national competitions for like the last 3 years in a row. And so they do a lot, and their alumni network is also huge. All of our undergraduate areas, all of our alumni networks are really huge. And so that's really one of the things that for every major going in, setting up conversations with our departments and asking questions. What are your alumni doing? How do you guys help bridge a connection between the current students and alumni? But yeah, definitely asking those questions.
Definitely. And also to piggyback off the aviation department, they do have intern week where different companies come out and you can basically speak with those that you would like to intern with. And if that company is represented, you may be able to get an internship or a job. So just something to consider. Mackenzie wants to know, is there an ornithology class or club? I am not gonna lie, I had to Google what that meant. It's something to do with zoology.
Okay.
We do have zoology as a major. As an RSO though, I'm not sure if we have one, but you can, and that's the beautiful thing about SIU, you have liberty to create RSOs. So if there's something that you want to talk about, that you want to bond with friends over, you have the privilege as a student to create an organization around what you want to do. So you can go to our website at rsos.siu, and then you can look and see if we have an ornithology class or club. But if you're in the field of zoology as a major, I'm sure it's something that you'll talk about in class.
Oh, this is a good question.
Man. Y'all are coming with the questions, and I love this.
Okay, you want me I'll go for this one.
Go.
What are the professors generally like? How available are they on average? Wonderful question, but it kind of just still made me giggle. So we're Research One University, so all of our faculty members are required to kind of constantly produce research. They're at the top of their field. They have to stay at the top of their game. They have to stay in the know. So with that being said, they're very intelligent people. But one of the great things that I found I took my last undergrad class at SIU when I was getting my bachelor's degree. And not only was the professor super cool, but there's teacher assistants that are also linked to some of your undergrad courses. And the professor, was kind of like on a high level, and it took a lot to kind of get to where he was. But and this was a chemistry class. So just to throw that out there, not every department is the same, not every faculty member is the same. But I do remember my teaching assistant just being so crucial also to my learning and us being able to set up small groups. Another thing that all of our faculty members are required to do is host office hours. Yeah. So they have to be available for certain times during the week that is specifically open for students. So obviously, if you ask any faculty member, how many students did you meet with during your office hours last week? The answer is always close to little or none, or it's just the students that they're doing undergraduate research or students that are doing research with them. So you definitely have to make yourself available, get to know your faculty members. They'll be surprised to see you, I guarantee. and so that's a great way. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and to piggyback off that, Sarah, once you start building a relationship with them, they are hard to get rid of as faculty. I have been in Carbondale almost 10 years, and I still keep in contact with certain professors, and I go over their house for Thanksgiving, and I'm basically an adopted child of theirs. So if you make yourself friendly and available and eager to learn and eager to grow, faculty are not going to have a problem at all. Like, you guys are probably going to develop fantastic relationships. I hope that answered your question, Alex. Okay, so Mackenzie says, I have ADHD and required to take notes on a laptop. Will I be able to take notes on a laptop in class? Absolutely. My computer is in my purse currently. Yeah, you don't have to feel stifled or in a box because of a learning disability. I have two. So I understand wholeheartedly how you feel and where you are. If you didn't hear me during the presentation, I was stuttering quite a bit because I was nervous. Yeah, that's totally okay. You can totally have your laptop in every class. There's never been a policy on campus that's like you can't bring your laptop. No, definitely bring your laptop. It's encouraged. Alex, does the university have cybersecurity? If so, how big is the program and how popular is it?
I'm sorry, and I was looking that up. So we now offer a cybersecurity certificate this fall, and it's coming out of our information technology major.
Okay. I hope that answers your question, Alex.
Yeah, but anybody that is differently able, again, thank you for acknowledging that. And we actually are a campus of a lot of different learners. Everybody learns differently. And one of the great things, even when you come to a university, just if you didn't know that you might have a deficit, you're gonna be aware when you get, if your mom was the one that pushed you to do your homework every night. Your grandma was the one that was always kind of on your head, looking out for you. Yeah. You're not going to have that. So everybody, it's kind of like sometimes it's good to kind of have a moment. The only word that comes to mind is like kind of sometimes it could be a slap in the face. But it's also like, hey, you're going to have to go out and get the resources that you need. So you have to be honest with yourself and what you need and knowing how, what has worked for you in the past and what may, you might have to try different resources and strategies.
Thank you for sharing that, Sarah. Alex wants to know, what is parking like? Is it an issue? And can a freshman have a car? Parking is pretty cool on campus. We have students at the top of the semester buy parking passes. So they range from colors, so blue, red, green, yellow. We encourage students in general to buy a red sticker. It is more expensive, so it's about $200 roughly, but it lasts you for 16 weeks. So you'll have it for the semester and for fall and spring and the summer semester. And it allows you to park more in more places on campus versus if you were to buy a yellow sticker, you would have to park super far away and still walk 10 minutes to get to class. So yes, if you have a car as a freshman, absolutely, you can bring it.
And I wanted to share a story that is really great. How it's like, why is parking so expensive? But campus police looks out for your car. They look out for your property. I had like a raggedy convertible at one point, and I thought I was so cool until my top would never go all the way up. And so campus security would always call me hey, your top's up. I'm like, oh, thanks. So I was like, okay, I see my parking money going to good use.
Not my parking money. Okay, Nicholas says, can you use weighted GPA for scholarships?
Right now, we're looking at unweighted GPAs.
Okay. I hope that answers your question, Nick.
It's parking free near the dormitories. We call them residence halls, only because I worked in housing. So.
Yeah. And to answer your question, you would have to buy a parking pass. So if you live in Thompson Point, there is a lot behind Thompson Point that requires you to have a yellow sticker, which is the cheapest of stickers, but know that you can't park anywhere closer to campus because you would need an either red or blue sticker to park there. So it's not free. You still have to buy a sticker, but that sticker is
after 4:30.
It's free after 4:30.
Yeah, so you can, even though you have to park far or closer to where your building is, but let's say you had a meeting at the student center after hours, when the office is closed, parking opens up, so you still kind of have a little bit of flexibility or transportation rather. But we also have the Saluki Express bus, so if you don't have a car, you don't have to worry about that. Oh, one other thing before we run out of time, a lot of folks coming from the St. Louis or the Missouri area, if you are living maybe Kansas City or toward that way, I highly recommend taking the Amtrak to St. Louis, and then we have a BART transportation services. Reach out to us and we can help connect you if you don't have a car, but you do want to come down to campus to visit.
Absolutely. So Alex has a question. This is our last question, guys. So if you have any other questions, I'm going to put our emails back up here, and you can feel free to just shoot us an email and we'll respond. So Alex says, what role does technology play in the day-to-day academic/schoolwork? So right now, campus is hybrid. So what does that mean? Half of the semester is in person and half of the semester is online. Clearly, I am on campus, I am in my office, and I'm sure you've seen feet kind of walk by. So if you want, as a student, you have the choice to opt in to how you want to take courses. So if you are a student, you know, and you're like, hey, I don't want to move to campus, you can arrange something with your professors that's like more befitting to your schedule and what you want to do. We know that COVID is a thing right now. It's an irritating thing, but it's still a thing. And it's kind of preventing us from operating or functioning as normal. So if you want, you can choose hybrid. In the springtime, we will be completely hybrid. So there will be no classes on campus unless you're like aviation, and that's an asterisk by aviation because they have to fly mock simulator planes. So they have to be on campus for that. But we're hybrid for the moment, but if COVID ever lifts and we can ever return back to campus, we'll be operating full at 100%. But right now, the university as a business and classes are operating at 50%. So yeah, guys, so I'm gonna share my screen one last time so you guys can go ahead and scan this code if you're interested in applying.
This was awesome. Great questions.
Yeah, you guys were super interactive and I appreciate that. Woo, you made me less nervous. So this is my email. My name's Casey and I work with the transfer student population, and this is Sarah and this is her email. If you want to apply and we sold you, you can go ahead and take out your phone and just scan this code and start on the free application. I'm going to put in the comments that the application code is free app. So you have to, Sarah, can you type that in the chat box? It's all caps, free app. Free app.
I don't know if we have that capability. Okay.
Well, you have until Halloween to decide if you want to go ahead and submit. Well, you can still decide, but you'll be responsible with paying the $40 application fee. Right now, it is completely free. So I would take advantage of that.
Don't forget FAFSA today. So you want to make sure you guys complete that and have your application in by November 1st to be eligible for our automatic scholarships. Thank you so much.
We thank you guys so much for taking the time to be with us and sit with us and ask your questions. We appreciate you guys. Go Dogs.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys helping out or explaining your school so well. If I can only talk so well. I just have a couple of housekeeping tips at the end. There's a quick survey after you close this window. Very quick 4-question survey will appear. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. Also, this was just one of many sessions being hosted, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions at moacac.org. And in about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as other sessions recordings at moacac.org. And thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.